Hey guys, welcome back to the Bloodlore Chronicles, and this is episode number 7. And today is all about missions, and we're also going to be looking at the Treasury. Now, I didn't really want to tie too much in together, but I still kind of want to make this a little bit of learning for newer players. And, you know, even if you're a bit of a, I want to say veteran now, but the game's only like 5 weeks old, 4.5 weeks old. But it might give you a little bit more of an insight into how the Treasury works and what's going on with it if you're unsure. So missions went live Friday evening, just gone. It is Sunday morning now, and you can see here the mission tab now is active. So missions are working based on the access you currently have. So if you have enough experience to reach 3.2, your mission will be 3.2, and your rewards will multiply by the region. So the base standard rewards is 9. So if you're in region 1, you will get 9 VCOM, which we talked about previously. I just can't remember the name of it. Vampiric Commendations or something like that. If you're in region 2, that will double to 18. If you're in region 3, it will then go to 27, and if you're in region 4 like myself, you'll get 36. When region 5's open, it will be 45, and so on and so forth, just increasing. Well, I presume it will increase in difficulty the higher you go up, but it will also increase rewards. Now, currently, as you can see, Street Cop at the Phoenix, I have 24 out of 30. Martial arts students, I have done 21 out of 18. So I've completed that, but I won't get any extra points. I won't get any extra rewards for going over the required amount. So in theory, I've done that 100%. I've done 7 out of 9 of the Master Ninja, and 24 out of 30 of the Street Cop. So currently, if we were to take that as a percentage, what we got: 30, 48, 57. So you need to defeat 57 in total, and I've done 55, 49. So I've probably done about 80% there, 82-ish%. I'm just quick maths. I'm not doing anything too extravagant there. So I'd get about 80%, which is probably about 30 VCOMs. But we've still got time to finish this. We've still got 1 day, 8 hours and 51 minutes currently. So in this video, there is spoilers. Because you might see some things that you might not have unlocked as of yet. I say that every video because I don't know how far every player is and stuff like that. But we're also going to be doing, so you're going to see me do a few hints regarding this. And then also we're going to cut to mission end so that you can see me get the rewards and potentially spend my first VCOMs. So if you've not looked yet, you'll be able to see VCOMs here once it opens, and then in each area there is different things. So the best sort of one to look at is probably the Mercatus Arcana, because there's loads of different things in here, and you can see here like the Quill and Ink set is worth 12 VCOMs, the Ace of Spades is worth 20 VCOMs, Emerald Pendant 20, Vintage Pocket Watch 35. So the more VCOMs they are, the better the item, I presume. And it's down to you what you want to craft or what you want to buy with your VCOMs. Every player is going to be different. Everyone's got a different agenda and a different target. Now, the other thing with missions is there is a new stat. So if we go into stats, and it's called cloning. I'm just trying to find it here. I've probably gone past it. Coolness. Cloning, there we go. So your cloning stat, I'll just bring it into the middle a little bit. There is the chance to double the, how can I say it? So if I was to kill a street cop, cloning would give me the opportunity to count it as 2, and it happens, just not very often at the minute. Of course, the further we get into the game, I presume, if anything like Ghost Trappers, you will get better stats in regards to that. Now, I'm going to be doing different setups for different things over the time. Currently, I'm just running my basic sort of setup, but I do want to have, I'm going to have like a loot setup so that I can loot lower areas with higher loot chance and try and locate some of those secret items that have been missing, some of the hidden, not hidden, but collectibles and stuff like that I've not had any luck getting. So that's kind of like, you know, once the weapons get a bit better further down the line, I can come back with just basically a weapon but a super high loot chance to try and find them, so that, you know, it's a lot easier. Certainly with bosses and stuff like that, because currently I'm finding that I'm still having to use quite a high setup to defeat bosses, and the loot drops are super low. So yeah, I will have different setups for different areas, different. So one for missions, one for loot, one for high power, one for quick hunt, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Whatever it is. So let's smash this hunt. Zombie sumo wrestler. Now, yesterday I finally got my drop from him. It's only took 164 sumo wrestlers to get the drop. Yeah, it wasn't the best. So that kind of explains missions. I know we talked about missions in the previous episodes too, but that kind of, now it's running, I can show you. So let's go and get into the Treasury, because we've not talked about the Treasury in any sort of video in any sort of capacity as of yet. So the Treasury is a place where you get your collectible items, or your they were called trophies, I think, at one point, but I think they're now collections. So each enemy drops an item, and what I've noticed is they tend to drop in the order of the grimoire. So let's kind of just take Crow's Hill Collection 1. So the trophies needed for this collection drop from the Crow Hills, from the common enemies in the Crow's Hill Cemetery. So you've got Bones, Shield, Pink Brain, Unholy Earth, Golden Ring, and Bat Medallion. So if we were to go and have a look at the grimoire, each one of them drops in the order of the grimoire. Now, you could have to defeat quite a lot. Like for me, I had to defeat 80 something zombies to get the drop, or you could be really lucky and kind of get it in your first or second drop it happens. But that's the kind of order. And then if we go back to the Treasury and have a look here, so Crow's Hill Collection 2, these are from the uncommon and rare enemies in Crow's Hill. So you've got Shovel, Burning Blade, Lich Mask, Ghostly Change, Necromancy Tomb, and Burning Trail. And again, they follow suit with the current order. So Shovel, Burning Blade, and then all the way up to the Dreadmane. So that kind of gives you some sort of indication as to which enemy you're going to be looking for to get that drop. And then if we head back to the Treasury, Crow's Hill Collection 3, these are the collection from the uncommon and rare enemies in the Crow's Hill Crypt. So we'll have a look at that in a minute, but then you've got bosses in the Crow's Hill Cemetery. So there's 6 bosses in the Crow's Hill Cemetery, and each one of them will drop a unique item. And as you can see, that's not completed. I've completed these 3, and they give me, so that will give me Necro Ward, which is damage taken from Necro enemies is reduced by 10%. Increase your damage against Necro enemies for 10%, and taken from enemies is reduced again. So these become a permanent stat boost in your stats, and you'll see them activate at the start of your battles. And then stuff like summoning 2%. Now, while that helps enchant your chance of encountering bosses. And then you've got here the trophies needed for the bosses in the Crow's Hill Crypt. So you've got the Cemeteries bosses, the Crypts bosses, and then you've got the Epic Collection 1, and these trophies are for the epic enemies. So again, we'll just go back to the Grimoire, back to Crow's Hill. So the epic enemies are the purple ones, and the Lord of the Undead here will have the Scepter, and that's something I haven't got. But like I said, the 6 bosses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've managed to get like 2 collections from these 2 here, but I haven't got the Lord of the Undead Scepter. So that's why, if we go back to the Treasury, you can see here it's greyed out. If it's coloured, then that means you've got it. And the Newsboy cap here I've actually got, so it's just very black and white. But you need region 1 to 6 to fully open to get these ones. So that Mossy Stone I think comes from I think the Mossy Stone comes from, I don't want to say the Crypt Keeper, but I don't think it yeah, it must be the Crypt Keeper. I wanted to say it's from something else. No, it won't be. It will be from, the Mossy Stone will be from the Swamp Lord, sorry. And then the Crypt Keeper will drop, so if we just go back to the Crypt, sorry. So the Crypt Keeper will be the one that drops the Squirrel. Well, let me just show you. So the Epic Collection 1 will be the ones from like the point 1, so the Cemetery, and then you've got, let me just show you. So the point 1s are the Cemetery, the Werewolf Thicket, the Sludge Tunnels, and then the Entertainment District. So they're your point 1s. The point 2s are the other ones, the ones that you need keys to: the Crypt, the Dark Crawler Cave, the Crash Spaceship, and the Phoenix Dojo. So yes, the Epic Collection 1 is from the point 1s. The Epic Collection, Squirrel Collection is from the point 2s. So here I would still need to go back to the Crypt Keeper and get his Squirrel. I've actually got the Gentleman Squirrel one there. It just doesn't. Again, it's just another blacked out one. So that's kind of how the collections go. And again, Dark Forest Collection and Dark Forest Collection 2, and then the Dark Forest Collection 3 is the other one from the Dark Crawler Caves, and it just kind of keeps going down then. You know, and then you've got bosses, and then Sewer Collection 1, 2, and 3, and then bosses, and then 1, 2, and 3, and then bosses and bosses. So I'm not going to spoil it all for you there, guys. That's something for you to explore yourself as we go. The old master, can I beat this? This dude sometimes beats me. There we go. I lost the fight there. Still can beat me now and again. So that is the Treasury, guys, and how the Treasury is working. And like I said, the stats will they will stack, and they will automatically activate at the start of the battle. I don't know if you can see. You can see them all here. Just trying to have a look at some, because in theory, stuff like Necro Necro should be a little bit higher, I think. It's saying 10. So let me just have a look at what we've got in Necro Ward. 10% and 10%. So that, to me, that should say 20. I will actually have a word with them and see if that is right, because should it show here as 20, or does it just become that as the fight happens? You know, does it gain as the fight happens? I will see if that's correct or not. So what we're going to do here, guys, is we're just going to do a couple of hunts back to back, just to see if we get any mission hunts, and just so you can see the totals tallying up. Okay, guys, so you saw there a few hunts. I didn't get too much chance to do that. I was at work. I ended up having to go to work. So the mission is due to finish in 4 minutes. It could be less time now. We'll just do a quick refresh. 2 minutes. So it is like 18:58 right now. And guys, I spoke to the devs about the stats, and I don't know if you've noticed, but recently the game has been doing this a little bit, so really slow to load. I don't know if it's just the servers are a little bit overloaded or what, but setup's not appearing here. You've got item 1, no rank, no XP, and it just keeps happening. So we'll give it another refresh and see what happens. And even the hunt time, there we go. See, the hunt time wasn't refreshed either. So I presume there's a couple of bugs at the moment, but I have every faith that they will do it. Yeah, so I couldn't show you any more hunts. I had to go to work, but you can see here now 43 out of 30, 32 out of 18, and then 13 out of 9. So I've completed the mission 100%. So as soon as that timer kind of ticks over to less than 1 minute, I will get my rewards. Fingers crossed it all works well, and then we can go and buy the first item. So I did speak to the devs about the stats. If you recall, like, it was only a few minutes ago in this video, but it was yesterday or the day before when I spoke to them, because I looked at the fact that I had in the Treasury, I had where is it? I had Necro Ward for 10% and Necro Ward for 10%, but in the stats section, it only showed Necro Ward. I thought it said there once. I believe it actually shows twice. So currently they're not stacking, as in like they're not stacking here, but they are stacking in the fight section, and that's something that they said they're going to work on in the near future. So that's kind of to be expected. So we should be ticked over now. So let's give this a little refresh and see what happens. So there we go, mission reward. You reached 100% of the mission and received 36 VCOMs. And if we go here, we can see we've got our VCG and we've got our VCOMs now, which then gives us the opportunity to go and buy what we want. Now, My first thing, and I've said this all over the Discord, is going to be Ace of Spades. It's got that loot chance multiplier, which I am really happy to grab. So there we go, successfully purchased or crafted, and it's now in my account. I could still get the quill and ink set if I really wanted it to. Otherwise, I will be then saving the next few mission stats, next few mission comms. It's still saying I've got 36, so let's just give a little F5 and see what happens. It's gone down to 16 now, so that's working. So yeah, that's. Let's go and have a look in my inventory now in accessories, and it's there. So I will be setting up. A setup specifically for loot multiplier. I think it was this one. Yeah, I didn't use the gun because of hold on, let's put that on. I didn't use the gun because it wasn't strong enough to defeat the bosses. Sorry, physical hex, that's what I wanted on, physical hex. So I'm up to 70, and then if I also accessories, so what we're going to unequip here, we will unequip, we'll keep that one on. We'll take the Medusa device off, and we'll put Ace of Spades on, and that then should give me a 90. Let's give it a refresh. It's doing it again. I presume there's a lot of players on right now at the same time as me. Let's give it another refresh. Here we go. So my loot multiplier now is on 90 for this setup. And this number one is going to be like my power setup, where I use my best power, my best strength. Number 2 is going to be my loot setup. Number 3 will probably be my mission setup, which I haven't actually set up as of yet. It's just well, I tell you what, I could have, if I went with this, I could actually have 100 loot set up. Let me just equip the Ace of Spades there. I could actually go with 100 chance there, which actually is a huge difference. But I would change out the cat as well. So let's go retainers, and I would go with I'd go with the pixie, because the pixie overall is better than the cat in pretty much every way. Yeah, so I'd go with the pixie. That should give me a loot chance of 100. So if I wanted to go even lower and just use the Ace of Spades, then that would be the way to do it. But you know, 90 is a really strong setup for like region 3, and it also depends on what weapons come out later on in the game. So if there's some higher loot chance weapons that come later on in the game, then that could be good. Let's just travel back to the sewers. I'm still missing 1 or 2 things from the sewers, and now we've got this loot chance, so let's set that up to 90. We'll have a hunt and see if anything drops. Now I'm really starting to struggle to hunt in region 4 too, mainly because I'm almost out of pearls. So my task for this week, getting ready for the next mission in 4 days, will be to gain pearls so that I can then have a full hunt in the weekend for there. But I'm going to spend a little bit of time now. I've got a bit of loot chance doing that. So that is the treasury and our first mission complete. I hope that was a good video, guys, and you really enjoyed it. If you do, please do drop a like, smash that subscribe button, and continue to follow me with more Bloodlore Chronicles. And guys, like I said at the start, please do check out my socials. Help me share the stuff that I'm putting out there. The more people we get into the game, the better it is. Join the Discord via the link down below. And I will catch you next time for another Bloodlore Chronicles episode. Take care. Bye bye.